Yeah, it's raining a lot. That's not good at all. Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Right now I'm in the middle of Pacific Ocean on a little island in Cook Islands. Right now we are on a island of Rarotonga, which is the main and the biggest island of Cook Islands, but still it has just 35 kilometers around, so pretty small. And right now we are going on the big hike across the island. It's called Te Rua Manga, or in the English the needle. The needle, that's the top of this hike. It should take about an hour, but the harder part is from the needle back to the other side of the island. There is a waterfall at the end of this hike. Should be really interesting. This hike is really like also spiritual journey for the local community, for the local Maori people. So yeah, should be interesting. So Te Rua Manga, or the needle, has like a significant spiritual meaning for the local Maori people, because the needle is considered as a centrum of the gods, of the souls, and just spiritual afterlife and all this stuff. So the god Avatea is considered as the first man and also the god of heavens and the light. Is connected with the Te Rua Manga and the needle, and the needle is like a centrum of the gods and of the spiritual afterlife. Also, some of the legends says that those mountains were created by the powers of gods, or it's what left after the wars between the ancestors and between the gods. Because those mountains is not just like a ordinary mountain you can see anywhere in the world. When you look at those mountains from the drone point of view, you will see how interesting it looks. It's kind of similar to the mountains in Hawaii. So I guess the hike already started. The pathway is really thin over here, and we are coming through the rocks and through the roots of the trees. Also, according to some legends, these trails are considered as a ara atua, which in Maori language means the journeys of spirits, the journeys of souls, and they are all like those souls are heading on those trails to the top, to the needle, Te Rua Manga, because that's like the spiritual centrum of this island, and it has a deep meaning in this culture. Beautiful little creek full of flowers. So when I see these, all those flowers in the water, I can really see how all those old tales and stories begin. It really looks like something spiritual. It looks exactly like a pathway for the souls to the top of the mountain. When I see this pathway to the top, I can already see how could those tales and those old legends started. Over there was a little creek, you could see that. It was full of flowers. It really looks like something, I don't know, from something that has like a really strong spiritual power. After we will finish this hike, I'm gonna show you how it looks down on the island, because very interesting things also on those islands is that you have like a main, or like a couple of main cemeteries over here on the island, but like many houses. Sorry, I have to catch the breath. So a lot of houses over here has like a couple of graves in the front yard and in the front of the house, and it's a big tradition here that people are burying their family members on their own land, because the own land here, like to have the own land, is very important thing for the local community, and it's they just have a powerful powerful spiritual relationship to their own land, and that's because they are burying the members of their family in the front yard next to the house, which is, for the Europeans, it can be pretty crazy. I can really imagine to have like a couple of graves on the front yard, but yeah. Different part of the world, different traditions, and really interesting traditions. So you can clearly see over there is a couple of graves, and here is the house. You have the house here and the grave over here. Here is just one, but in some houses there is a couple of graves on the front yard. But guys, when you look at the map where the Rarotonga is, it's pretty crazy. It's just in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Nothing's around, like a couple of small islands, but pretty crazy. And also the flight here from the Australia was pretty crazy as well. That was so bumpy ride, man. I was this close to throw up. It's not recommended to go there when it's rainy, or when it's like the 1 or 2 days before when it was rainy, because it can be muddy and slippery. But yesterday in the evening it was a pretty big rain, but here in the between of those trees the ground is pretty dry. I would love to show you the views, but this dense jungle is pretty crazy. Barely I can see something, but from the camera you probably can't see any view. Alright, so the dense jungle disappeared for a moment. Look at this view. Where's the pot right now? Look at this, and this is the marking here. The view on the next side of the island. Alright, let's climb up. Oh mate. Would be easier if I'm not holding the camera. Can you hear that? Roosters everywhere around us. I can't understand, like we are almost on the top. What the heck are chickens doing here? They are probably experiencing the spiritual journey of the souls up to the needle. Maybe they are not, maybe those roosters are not alive. Maybe they are just souls. Ghost of this island. A freaking rooster on the top. We are almost there. Over there is the needle. I can see it behind the trees. Ah, I can smell some flowers. Okay, nice. And here is the needle. This is the spiritual centrum of the island of Rarotonga, with a stunning lookout. I'm not sure if there is like a little pod. It looks like a little pod over here, and up there in the middle of the needle, and there is also some rock behind those leaves, but it's really sketchy. I don't know, it's probably not even a pod. I don't know, it looks like maybe somebody was climbing there, or maybe just from the water. Don't really know. But it's still just in between of those rocks, so there's not gonna be a nice lookout. So I think there's no sense to go there. It was not that hard to hike to the needle, but the local guy told us that it's harder to go from the needle to the other side of the island. It's also take longer time, and it should be harder, so let's see. But this is the needle, the spiritual heart of the island of Rarotonga. Pretty interesting one. It's just coming up from this mountain, straight up, just a pure rock. So we are already on the top with the rooster.
I mean, we don't live to go up this way.
I don't understand why is that freaking rooster up here. Maybe the spirits of the needle are calling him. There's like a chain. I think it's alright, just grab the chain. It's my turn now. Okay. With one hand. Oh my god. This is a pretty big cliff, look at that. It's nothing, just a rock down. Grab the rope. Look at that. Beautiful view from the top. And the needle is just over here. Woohoo! We did it! We just climbed the spiritual rock. Alright guys, so I went even a bit higher. Look at this. Oh my god! Woohoo! It's crazy! Look at this drop off. Just straight down. Oh my god. Pretty interesting to climb this with one hand. So, over here is a chain. And there are like little places where you can put your feet. Alright, I think I'm gonna rather put the camera down. Alright, so I wanted to do it with one hand and to hold the camera in another one, but I rather put it down because it was easier to climb up with one hand than to climb down. So that rock over there, that's the home of the god Avatea, the first man and the god of heavens and the light. I didn't see him over there, maybe sitting on the top. Alright, so we reached the junction, we went down from the needle and now we just need to head that way to the other side of the island. Okay, alright, this is something. Look at that, this is beautiful. Woohoo! Yeah! I mean, this lookout, that's really worth it. That's so freaking beautiful. So this is just when you, on the junction, when you go to the left, like to cross the whole island, you're just gonna climb here and this beautiful lookout is right here. Amazing. I can see now why the old tales consider this as the spiritual center, the home of the gods. Epic. Woohoo! Let's go. It's a bit slippery. I already almost fall down. Oh man. The ground was not slippery over there because it was under the trees the whole time, but now it's not under the trees and oh my gosh, this is at least the rope is here. We can still see the needle on the way down. Look at this. That looks like from the dinosaurs. I don't know how is this plant called in English, but you know what is this. It's so huge. So we just checked the map and because we were thinking that it should be end. Not really. Look at that. Here is the needle. That's where we are. And we are heading down. That's the whole island of Rarotonga. Look at that. In the middle of the ocean. I don't have internet here, but you can clearly see that. Like, how should I come down? Alright. So also it's not good to come here when it's after big rains because this pathway over here can be under the water. There's a little stream, but it can be a big stream when it's raining a lot. We are in the middle of the island and over there is a freaking rooster again. I don't know if you see it. It's there in the bushes. I'm not really sure which way now because there is just a stream, just a little creek. So I was a bit confused because the road just disappeared, the pathway just disappeared and there is just the creek. So I'm climbing up to look for some pathway. Over here there's the pathway. here's Mark. So we just get a bit confused because also this trail is ending on a waterfall, and I suppose that this creek is ending on the waterfall. Alright, we did it. Over there is a waterfall. I was expecting that it's gonna be a bigger one, but that's it. That was the whole trail. Now you just need to go down to the village. I don't know how long is it. Alright guys, that was it for this video. We crossed the whole island from north to south. It was not that hard as I was expecting, but it was still pretty crazy. The needle was absolutely stunning, and the trail to the needle is actually the easier part. From the needle down it's harder, it's more slippery. It's basically almost all the way downhill, and if it rains more it should be like really slippery, but there are ropes you can hold on it, so it's pretty good one. And thank you for watching this one. I'm gonna see you next time. If you want to support my channel, just hit the subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and see ya. Bye bye. Whoop! And of course, keep living.